$257,149 Liberty Clubs. 25,074 revolutions of the wheel. Interesting. Interesting. There must be a connection somewhere. Spokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Interesting. Please. Remember those numbers. They're important. 16. Interesting. Please. Remember those numbers. They're important. You. Remember 257,149. And you remember what's your name?
I'm Gretel, Herr Bruckner, and this is Hans.
Well, you remember 27,054.
Excuse me, Herr Bruckner, but you said originally 25,074.
Good girl. And I can easily remember 18.
Excuse me, Herr Bruckner. 16. You said 16.
Good, very good. G-R-E-T-E-L-H-A-N-S, that's 10. Bad, very bad. Very bad. I didn't like that.
Cold baths are very therapeutic, Herr Bruckner.
4 times you pushed me under. 4!
Is 4 a bad number?
How do you know?
Well, would you prefer 5?
I would prefer none at all. I'm only here because of my sister, you know. She went and arranged it all behind my back with the doctor. I've never as much as seen the man. And when am I going to see him?
That's not for me to say. But he's keen for you to get some exercise, I do know that.
I used to go for long walks in the country, but now I never seem to have the time.
Are you sure you won't have just 1 spoonful?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I must confess that was quite invigorating. And this broth is most comforting. I feel both alive and tranquil. Music is very soothing, isn't it? Some music, not all. Music is all things, and so it should be. It is a true reflection of the Almighty. Did you note how many spoonfuls I took?
No, Herr Bruckner.
Guess.
About 27.
Oh, that I had. That's a very good number. No, it was 17. Not as good as 27, but much better than 18. When do I see the doctor?
Probably see the doctor tomorrow morning, Herr Bruckner. Is there anything more you need?
No, thank you, Frau Mangrel. It's most kind of you to get a vase for my flowers.
You're most welcome, Herr Bruckner. Good night. Sleep well.
And last Friday I ate meat. I'm afraid I forgot it was Friday, Father. And last night I indulged in self-abuse.
Did you entertain unclean thoughts, my son?
No, Father.
You did not entertain thoughts in regard to a person of the opposite sex?
Oh, well, there was a woman involved, yes, Father.
What manner of woman was she?
She was a nurse, Father.
And did you entertain lewd thoughts in regard to her person?
No, Father. She was...
What?
Turning the pages.
Of an obscene journal?
No, Father, of my Seventh Symphony.
For your penance, you will play Bach's Toccata and Fugue in B minor. Now go and sin no more. In nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
That's a nice little organ you have there, Father.
My Te-Deum. I owe it all to Bach. Bar 495 goes rat-a-ta, rat-a-ta on the trumpets, but the chorus comes in with non.
One of the brothers at St. Florian's was good with his hands. He could play "Sheep May Safely Graze on My Vertebrae." He was a talented lad. I love teaching. But not women. Not anymore.
Why are you feeding me broth? I'm not a baby.
Doctor's orders.
You said I was to see the doctor today. I did not see the doctor. When shall I see the doctor?
Why do you want to see the doctor?
So he can cure my obsession.
Your obsession to count.
My pneumomania.
There. Better?
Much. 27.
I gave you smaller spoonfuls, that's why. Now I must take your pulse.
I can feel it myself.
No.
It's the same tempo as the scherzo of my 7th. One in a bar. You see if I'm not right, around 70. Almost the same tempo as Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries. Oh, there's a man who knew about blood and fire. Red, red, red. Brunhilde riding into the flames. The twilight of the gods. 100! Wagner's gods were pagan. Roda was the god of fire. Red is the colour of the Pentecost when the Holy Ghost speaks with tongues of fire. Red, the colour of rubies, the sacred heart of Jesus. And the blood of martyrs. Wagner himself said I was a martyr. He also said the only person who measured up to Beethoven as a symphonist was Anton Bruckner. That put the cat among the pigeons. I was immediately known as a Wagnerite. Do you read the Vienna Daily News?
No, Herr Bruckner.
Good. A hard-hearted critic named Hanslick writes for it. He loves Brahms and hates Wagner. He says my music is contaminated, as if I've caught something from the master. Wagner let me conduct the first performance of the Meistersingers, you know. Or the third act. And he allowed me to dedicate my third symphony to him. Contaminated indeed. If I caught a dose of his genius, I would not wish to be cured. Actually, my music isn't like Wagner's. It's not like Brahms either. That's my trouble. Brahms' music comes from the brain. Wagner's comes from his balls. Mine comes from God. And he's rather unfashionable these days. 227, huh?
Come, Herr Bruckner. It's time to go.
Then let's step out. All together now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum. 74, 75, 76, 77. A very good number. All the sevens, 77.
I made it 27 as usual.
I was counting your eyelashes. My sister, Anna Maria, has exactly 7 less. I never counted my mother's. She had 8 children, by the way. Not a good number. But the good Lord took away 3, and then there were 5. A more satisfactory number. She was a singer. My father was a teacher. He also played the organ at our local church. He taught me how to play. When he was ill, I took over. Not just in the church, but in the dance hall. He played the violin every Friday night at our local hops. When he was ill, I stepped in. Even bell ringing, he taught me the lot. And then when he died, I was sent away to school at St. Florian's. One less mouth to feed. It's a monastery, St. Florian's. Perhaps you've heard of it. I was in the choir and studied music, and when I grew up, I became a teacher there myself. By then, I was supporting the family. Later, I got a better paid job in Linz, and then when my mother died... My mother died, my beloved sister Anna Maria came to look after me. If you will look in my trunk, you'll see a black velvet bag. It was such a little thing to start with. Just a sore throat. If she'd had the right treatment. I don't trust doctors.
Don't distress yourself. Let's say a prayer for her.
When am I going to see the doctor? I've been here for 3 months now, not a sign of him. Mind you, I'm not complaining. Just like being on holiday, except for the cold baths. This is nice. Steffi loves strudel. She was the headmaster's daughter. I knew her as a child when I was a pupil. I used to board at his house. Well, she was a baby then. And then when I went back to teach, she put me up again for 10 years. But she turned me down. They all turned me down, the blue ladies. Blue. The colour of Advent, clear skies, sapphires, eyes, love, truth, faith, eternity, my fourth symphony, and the feminine principle. Do you think age matters, Gretel? I must say I don't. Excuse me, I've never asked your second name. And you've never called me by my first either.
My name is Gretel Hartmann, Herr Anton.
And may I have the pleasure of Fraulein Holden?
You dance well, Herr Anton.
Yes, they all say that. That's for the tracksman to start with. I got to learn all the dances when I was playing the fiddle at our local hops. Of course, I gave that up when I became a teacher. The trouble was that I always fell in love with my female pupils. It's the bane of my life, teaching. Composing is just something I've had to do in my spare time. What little I've had. I always longed for a wife. If it wasn't for the company of my dear sister, I'd be the most wretched of men. I've lost count of the number of times I've proposed. Yes, it's true. And it's always the numbers that are the problem. 44 into 17 doesn't go. It's a very good number, 17. You know, oh, they like the dancing and all that, but it's always the business of age. That and that we have nothing in common. It's true I like going to the church better than the theatre, but apart from that, I like all the usual things. Flowers, sunsets, kissing. Isn't that enough?
Not for some girls, Anton.
I think I know what you mean. Who's for a little more refreshment? You!
Herr Bruckner. How many's that, Anton?
What?
How many spoonfuls?
I'm sorry, I forgot. I was thinking.
You also forgot to count 1, 2, 3 when we were dancing.
You're right. I'm sorry, I've got something on my mind. A theme came into my head this morning.
Have you ever seen a woman's body, Anton? Naked. No?
No. Well, yes, I have. They were dead. In the morgue.
What?
Cadavers. You remember that terrible fire when the State Theatre burned down last year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to view the remains in the morgue.
Why, Anton?
I wanted a glimpse of hell. And then there was the ferry disaster at Steyr. There were about 30 of them. Mostly women. That was how I imagined souls in purgatory to be. Pale, lifeless, one.
It seemed dead to me. It was as if they were waiting to be called before their maker, to be reborn. My blue ladies. I have to tell you, there was a time I was conductor of the City Guild Choral Society of Vienna.
Yes?
I was also teaching theory, harmony and counterpoint at the Vienna Conservatoire, as well as the organ.
All work and no play?
No. I used to play the organ as well, at court.
At least you paid the rent.
No, not the court appointment. That was unpaid.
And what about your compositions?
They earn me next to nothing. In fact, I often have to pay out good money to get them published.
It's no fun being a genius.
I enjoy a good meal. Drink or two with the lads. Few jokes, but not.
You were telling me about the Choral Society.
Oh, yes. The City Guilds.
Well, we'd won a prize. We were celebrating. It was at the Black Boy Tavern, do you know it?
No.
Well, we'd had a lot to drink. And they got me in this room. Blindfold. And they locked the door. And there was a woman. And she was unkind. She told them, all my friends. I resigned. I couldn't face them as sniggers. I stood on the bridge. I wanted to. It was so easy. But I saw the boats. And I found myself counting the boats and counting the number of steps I took to get home. The number.
Do you know how many hairs there are on my head? Or on my body?
God knows.
God. And God alone. Count.
A star made of other stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15.
Look! Andromeda.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Riding the winged horse.
Pegasus 16, 17, 18, 19. But there are so many.
Divide the sky up between each pane of glass. Dawn will soon be with us.
Glory in excelsis Deo.
Why aren't you counting?
To count would be to diminish his glory. Planets, stars, galaxies, moving in an endless song of praise.
Was it leaves or branches you were counting this time, Herr Bruckner?
Neither. I saw a magpie fly into the tree. I thought magpies built their nests on the ground, but it was a magpie. Beautiful. Eggs the colour of a summer sky.
How many eggs were there?
You know, I didn't count. 5 or 6, I suppose, or 4 and 5. Do you think the universe is egg-shaped? Such a wonderful shape, the egg. You know, the idea of the Almighty laying it with a squawk does conjure up a rather irreverent image, I'm afraid.
Come. It's time to go.
So soon?
Thank you.
Friends. My quintet. It has never been played. The musicians. How did they get here? Why are they here?
They just wanted you to know that you still have friends. Friends who love you. After this is going to be a celebration. The doctors arranged everything.
Come, Herr Bruckner. The driver's getting impatient. Come.
Come? What? Where are we going?
Here, please, if you'll be so good.
But my things, my packing.
All downstairs in the hall, waiting for you.
Dearie me, dearie me.
Good morning, Herr Bruckner. It's past 11. I trust you slept well.
But why am I going home? I haven't seen the doctor yet.
Only people who are ill need to see a doctor, Herr Bruckner. You are not ill. Your sister's looking forward to having you home again. We sent word she's expecting you. Safe journey.
A satisfactory conclusion, Fräulein Doctor.
Yes, Hans. I should be glad to get out of this uniform and into a dress again. Most restricting. He was a nice man. I quite liked him.
May one ask, Fräulein Doctor, if anything
Don't be
ever...
pertinent. It's been unethical. Besides, he may never have written another note of music. No, he'll die as he lived. A more or less happy celibate. Now, he must make haste or our new patient will be here and we shan't be ready for him.
Who is he, Fräulein Doctor?
He's a banker who imagines he's a rooster. You'd better look out that old feather boa of mine.